Hey guys, this is Church of Caboose, and in this Destiny 2 video, I'm covering all 3 of the Season 9 ritual weapons. You got the Buzzard, the Python, and the Komodo FR4. So we're going to be talking about those, and wanted to show off my Titan to you guys a little bit because I think he looks pretty dang sexy and really thick. I love it. The shader is the one you get from Gambit from Season 9. I believe it's called like Jade Shade, something like that. But when you get the Python shotgun, you get the shader, so I'm not too worried about you guys know exactly what it is. Just know that's how you get your Titan to look like my Titan. Other than the helmet, which has one of those Trials of the Nines. I believe it's for Honor, that shader on it. And if you weren't completely sure, I have now found out you can masterwork your exotic armors. I don't know why I didn't think to try this out until the Season of the Dawn, but I did. And I did it to my Helm of Saint 14. And if you're a Titan main and you have not masterworked your Helm of Saint 14, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I don't know. It's the Season of Saint 14 basically, so you might as well masterwork that puppy. Anyways, we're going to be talking a little bit about each of the weapons, but we're going to go really briefly over the Buzzard. I have done a full video on the Buzzard, and this is just a quick look at the perks. So if you want to see more about how you get the Buzzard and everything, check out the description or in the cards at the end. So the perks, though, are pretty standard. Nothing too super duper special, other than the Osmosis option, which is going to be shown here really quickly. Osmosis is fantastic. I really enjoy this perk. Basically, it turns your Buzzard into whatever damage type of the grenade you threw. So you can make your Buzzard be a Solar, Arc, or Void, and I would suggest pairing it with your other weapons depending upon the burn and the enemy shield type. I like to have my weapons based on the burn, my subclass based on the enemy shield type, like the majority of the shield energies, and then I have my Buzzard to help me take out even more of those because it stays in that burn until you stow it. Now let's move on, since I do have that video, and again, description, it has the link as well as the cards at the end. So let's just talk real quick about the Gambit PvE shotgun, the Python. Alright, here's the perks for the Python. And just taking off that shader here real quick so you guys can see what this weapon looks like without the fancy shader on it. Alright, we got 55 rounds per minute. It's an aggressive frame, basically increases rate of fire as you get kills. Then you got small bore and extended mag. Then you've got another pair of options. You got either Overflow or Feeding Frenzy. I suggest Overflow because as you get kills, you get more rounds loaded into your magazine to the point, especially in Crucible, where you don't even have to reload like ever. Then you have the options of Shield Disorient or 1-2 Punch. I prefer 1-2 Punch because 1-2 Punch, you get all of the pellets into an enemy. Your melee is insanely more, does insanely more damage. And Shield Disorient's kind of meh. Not great, but not terrible. I just prefer Overflow and 1-2 Punch. Now let's talk a little bit about how you get this shotgun completed. There's nothing too difficult or unusual about this shotgun as far as this quest line goes. Basically, you have to get 150 up close kills with the shotgun and get 500 final blows with the shotgun while achieving the rank of Heroic, which is 2,500 points of infamy. That's all you have to do, and then you have the shotgun. Now, what I did to speed this up, and I was able to get this done in a couple of hours, was I just ran all 3 shotguns. I had Perfect Paradox in the primary, I did Aikilos or the Ray shotgun in my energy slot, and then I did Legend of Acarius down in my power slot. And I put on 2 special ammo finders and 2 heavy ammo finders, which is part of why I ended up figuring out I can masterwork my Helm of Saint 14 because I wanted to click on both. So that's basically how you have to do. Just go into Gambit, and if you do the way I'm suggesting you do it, you can knock it out in just a couple of hours. And we'll talk more about my opinions on the whole ritual quests and whatever. So whether you like my strategy or not, this is probably the most efficient way of completing the shotgun without spending like the whole dang season working on it, because it is something like 500 plus kills with the shotgun, and it's over 500 unless you can get all your first 150 kills with the shotgun to be up and really close, where they count to that 150. So now let's talk real quick about the Komodo FR4. This is Season 9's PvP ritual weapon. It is a linear fusion rifle that goes in your heavy slot. Not unusual rolls as far as like the intrinsic and accelerated coils and all that goes. You have the option of no distractions or moving target in that first tier. No distractions means you aim and you get less recoil. Moving target is you aim and you move faster. Then you have the option of Eye of the Storm, which is you get more accuracy and handling as your health gets lower, and Box Breathing, which is when you stay zoomed in for a short period of time, you get extra range and precision. Like, that's not super awesome, so I suggest you go with the setup that I have lined up on my Komodo, and you do have a masterwork of increased charge rate. So you have 66 milliseconds, so it's like a little less than half a second to charge it up and shoot somebody with a magazine of 5. And this is what this fusion rifle looks like. Now let's talk a little bit about how to get this fusion rifle. You guys have probably already figured it out, but basically Arbalest will be your best friend. If you've played any PvP so far this season, you've probably seen basically everyone using the Arbalest. Just use an Arbalest, put down a Crooked Fang or Tarantula in your heavy slot, and try really hard to go after those heavy ammo drops, and use your Arbalest as much as you can. Also, equip a special ammo finder. Unfortunately, you do not have a fusion rifle ammo finder because there was a glitch that allowed you to get heavy ammo when picking up a special ammo block, but special ammo will still let you pick up 2 rounds for your Arbalest as you are playing. And all you have to do is you get something like 15 precision kills with an Arbalest or the linear fusion rifle, and it's like 125 kills total with a linear fusion rifle, and then you have to get to the heroic rank and glory, aka comp. So just solo queue yourself into comp, and eventually you will get the wins. If you struggle with PvP, which is okay, you do have some little extra grace and forgiveness as opposed to pre-Shadowkeep, and you'll get heroic eventually. Believe me, you will get heroic eventually. And that's how you get the Komodo 4FR linear fusion rifle, and that covers all 3 of those the ritual weapons for season 9. Now let's talk a little bit about my opinion of the quests. I did not like them. Each one was basically just get a bunch of kills with whatever weapon type you're going for, and that's more or less it. It's an obvious drawback from the pinnacle weapon quests from like Luna Howl, Not Forgotten, and Recluse days, where people would take sometimes a whole season, if not more, to achieve those weapons. There'd be tons of kills, and like it was just a long but kind of a fun quest. Like, don't get me wrong, I do appreciate how these quests can be done nice and quick, but I don't think that Bungie was like, you know, it'd be really fun is people using 3 shotguns and Gambit for like 4 hours to get this thing done, because why would anyone want to spend all season working on one ritual weapon? And I might be kind of nuts. I do probably need to acknowledge the fact that not everybody is going to be really hounding after these ritual weapons as fast as they can get them and just like running all of whatever type and trying to go through these really quick shortcuts. But also, like, people don't like playing Gambit. That's been a pretty well-known, almost a fact. Like, most people after Forsaken has been out for a couple of months are like, okay, Gambit, yeah, whatever, it's kind of cool. Then they did Gambit Prime and people are like, yay, and then in a couple months, yeah, whatever. And it's so like, why would they make you just play basically a bunch of mindless, mind-numbing, like, shotgun kills only and Gambit? So like, that's just my opinion. Everything seems not super well thought out. However, unfortunately, I can't think of a very good alternative without having the quest be super duper long. So it's kind of like the trade-off. Like, do we want a really long and perhaps more fun and engaging quest line, or do we want something like for people such as myself, and you could be one of them, where we can just play the game for a couple of hours and we're done? Like, I don't think I've ever had it before where we're 1 week into a season, actually just a little bit less than that, and I acquired all of the ritual, or at the time, the pinnacle weapons. Like, I never did that before, and it was so easy to do on this go around. And so I wish I had some better ideas for Bungie about how they could change it without having to sacrifice time. I suppose you could do like get triple kills with a shotgun, or like linear fusion rifle, get like double kills, because that'd be pretty doable, you know, because you can get heavy ammo and you can camp out on control, and I don't know. I guess that's a couple of ideas. I wouldn't really change the sidearm though. Like, people don't really use sidearms that much, so I'm not even sure why a sidearm was a pinnacle weapon, or I guess a ritual weapon, other than I guess to make people use a sidearm. But shotguns and linear fusion rifles, shotguns are definitely used quite a bit in PvP and PvE. Linear fusion rifles got a buff, and so it makes sense to have a linear fusion rifle be a ritual weapon. because you want people playing more and seeing, hey, linear fusion rifles kick butt again. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts on these ritual weapons, and in some I did not have a whole lot of fun doing it. It was more like, thank God. But then again, I did like 3 hours straight of Gambit, like 2 hours straight of Crucible, and an hour straight of Vanguard. That's about what it took for me to finish each one. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you slap that like button, share this with your friends, and let me know down below if condensing these 3 ritual weapons into one video made sense, and if it was helpful for you guys, or if you would have really liked an individual video for each one. I'm kind of messing around and seeing what you guys all like more. I am Church of Caboose. Have a great week and happy grinding, y'all.